Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jessica. I'm just gonna do a quick video today, making some wire rings. So I just have some Beadalon German style wire. This is 22 gauge and 24 gauge because we got these cool beads here, and it came in the Sam's bead box for August, and they have kind of a shank, like a little shank button beads. And when I first saw these, I thought those would be so cute as a ring. This is one of my favorite rings. This was made with the multicolored artistic wire. I just love red roses. So it's a very simple technique. All you do is wrap the wire around the shank of the button and then wrap the sides. It's really, really easy. So this one is just wrapped twice around, and this is the 22 gauge wire. This one's wrapped multiple times. You can see it's a more heftier ring, and I added some beads on the side. So those came out really cute. So what I'm going to be using to form the shape is, this is a ring sizer. It's actually not a ring mandrel because it's flat on two sides. It's not perfectly round. I used to have a perfectly round ring mandrel, and I don't know what happened to it. It was wooden, but it didn't have sizes on it, so I was always kind of just guessing. So this actually has sizes, you know, size 6, 7, 8, 9 for, you know, the pointer finger, and some thumb rings. Those are like the standard sizes. But so what I found out was, after wearing one of my like homemade rings for a while, this part would end up just getting flat anyway. So I thought, I'm just gonna keep using this. I kind of like it. Like, I don't mind the bottom part being flat. It kind of fits better on my finger. So anyway, but if you want yours to be perfectly round, you can find something that's perfectly round, like a wooden dowel. So let's see. I think I used about 12 inches, give or take. Okay, this is probably like the most basic way to make a wire wrapped ring that there is. Kind of straighten your wire out just a little bit. You can use your nylon draw pliers to kind of straighten it out, or if you have a wire straightener. Just get the flower right in the middle of your wire, and then whatever size you want to make it just a little bit larger. So if I want a size 8, I'm going to start at size 9 because it tends to shrink up. So holding the flower right in the middle of my wire, and I'm going to hold it against the ring sizer, and then I'm just going to wrap my wire around. So this one's going to go on the top above the flower, and then this wire goes around on the bottom of the flower, and then pull it tight, and then try to grab those wires together. Just like that. And then you're gonna bring your wire and then just twist it around the flower like that. And then take this bottom wire and bend it around the flower. I have a little bit more wire on this side than this side. And then one more time until you have one wire on this side and one wire on this side. Wrap around the flower about 2-3 times, and then take it off the mandrel. Bring your wire over, and then you just want to start wrapping it around the side of your wire to close it up. Bring it together. That. And you can use your pliers to help pull it. And do it on this side. Then I'm just wrapping around the wires, the tail. You can use your pliers to squeeze that little coil together. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So now this side, just do the same. One, two, three. One more time. And then just come in and cut that off. And then you can take your pliers to kind of tuck that little end in. And if it's still kind of pokey, then you can take a nail file and just like file it. Sometimes I've done that with rings because you definitely don't want that little end scratching your finger. And there you go. There's the underside. The wire is just wrapped around the flower, and it's nice and thin. Sometimes for summertime especially, I like the thinner rings. So that's there you go. Very simple wire wrapped ring. It's a really great way to use these shank style the flowers, because lots of times when this kind of flowers, it's just a stringing project, they twist around and then you end up just seeing like the back of them. So making a ring using the wire to hold it in place, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so for this ring where I put beads on the side, I use 24 gauge wire. So this wire is pretty thin and it's easy to use, but it can get some kinks in it. So I use my nylon gel pliers to kind of straighten out a little bit, like this. And I'm using a pretty long piece of wire. This is probably over 24 inches. I probably won't need all of it, but just to be on the safe side, so you don't want to run out of wire. Okay, so for this one, I used the little green check glass rondelles that were in Sam's Bead Box. So this time I'm going to use these little amethyst rondelles. So let's see. We'll put on one of those, and then I'm going to use one of these little tiny seed beads to fit in the space in between the bead, the larger bead, and the shank of the flower bead. This kind of sits as a buffer right there to hold it together so that it fits nicer. This is a little tiny lebanon seed bead. Okay, there we go. A little bit cute. So we're going to push it all the way down to the middle of my wire. Like I said, I'm using a pretty long piece of wire. It's over 24 inches because I don't want to run out. And we're going to wrap around the base about 5 times just to make a little bit thicker ring. So I'm going to put it on my ring sizer here. I'm going to start at size 9. Again, it'll end up making a size 8 ring. And the flower is going to want to twist around on you because you have other beads in play, so it's kind of trickier to hold those in there. And we're going to just start wrapping the wire around. Oops, I got beads over here flying around. I got projects in the works right over here. So you just start wrapping around. So the top wire is going to go around the top. 1, 2, 3 times. And then you take the bottom wire. 1, 2, 3 times. So you can see it's going to make a thicker ring. And it is trickier to kind of hold them all together. Oh, I moved up. You got to go back down and make sure we have the size we want. Okay, and then it's just the same technique. You take one wire and you wrap it around all the beads and bring it back up. You're holding them together. Then you take the bottom one and you wrap it around. Oops. The other side. That. And the trick when you're wrapping around is you're going to try to pull tight, and then you always want one wire coming across the one side and the other wire coming on the other side. So one more time, wrapping all the way around till it comes back out this side. And then take this one and just wrap it around all the way around so it comes back out that side. So now we have that little base that our beads are sitting on. See, like that. And then we're going to take the wire. And just wrap around the sides again. And you gotta try to hold these in place and this one in place over here so you don't lose your base. And you want to keep these wires together as much as possible. And just keep wrapping around on the side. One, two, three, four. Let's see, I got plenty of wires, so we'll keep going. 5. Oh, my wire's caught on my tool. There we go. That's pretty good. So then we'll do it for this side. One, two, this part is definitely easier with the 24 gauge wire. Okay. And then for this one, I took the wire on the bottom and then I just crisscrossed it back up to do like a crisscross around the beads up here to hold those in place. So I'm going to cross over my wraps. Let's see, I'm going to straighten that out for a second. Got a little twister there. Cross over the side in between that purple, the amethyst rondelle, and then pull it through. And see how it's making like a little crisscross right there? Back through. So yeah, it makes a crisscross. Okay, it makes a crisscross on one side and then it just goes on either side, on the other side. So then you need to take the other one and you create the crisscross on the other side. So then you'll end up with a crisscross on both sides. And it can get a little messy, but that's okay. And there we go. I somehow ended up not crisscrossing it one time, so it's doubled up a little bit right there. That's okay. I'm okay with that. So we'll cut that off. See, I still had about 8 inches on that tail and a few inches on that side. And you take your pliers and just try to tuck the tail inside of all your wire wraps. So you can definitely take your time, more time with that part to get your crisscrosses more even if you want. So you can do it like that, where you cross over your wraps to go back up to do the crisscross, or you can, after you've wrapped around your base of all your beads, you can then take it and do your crisscross and then wrap around the sides if you don't want the crossed over wire look on the side. You can do it that way. There's many different ways actually of how you can make wire wrapped rings. Just play around, have fun with it. There you have a cute wire wrapped ring. Now I have 2, well 4. But I have one with the green and one with the purple. So that's pretty. Look at how those sparkle. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you'll go out and make some of your own wire wrapped rings. And I may do another video to show some other styles of how you can make some wire wrapped rings. All right, have a great day. See you later.